What's up, everybody? It's Cole.
And Kruse.
And today we have an opening. This is a game that Kruse does not know, but this was the game I was talking to you about a bit when we went grocery shopping like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're opening some Chaotic, and we got Alliances not Alliances Unraveled. Forged Unity, because Alliances Unraveled is stupid expensive. But 24 packs total. I gave Kruse half, so we're going to crack them open. And I am looking for... I'm trying to think, because I know the ultra rares I'm looking for out of here. Max or Protector of Param, I'd like one better than the one that I have. Kaor the Fierce and Koror, which are all creatures. But, so... we'll do one pack at a time, but I'll kind of show you how I'm going to set it up here. So we have Alacritus Force, which is an attack. Anarchiar, which is an underworld creature.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time I'm going to cover the codes is on most likely supers and any ultras we happen to get, unless it's like a rare that I really want. Because there's a chance that the game will come back. There is an Underworld Mujic. Yeah, we'll just put all Mujic in one pile. We got Bodil's Dagger, which is a battle gear. Got Firing, and we do get a super rare, but I gotta have enough of this guy. But we got Elna, which is a Danian. He's a super rare Danian. He's not terrible. Locations: the Storm Tunnel, Iceless Wisp, battle gear, and then another Danian. So yeah, go ahead and crack that open.
Alrighty.
You know, I think I'm just gonna put all creatures in one pile. Some of the names are going to be a little screwy.
Yeah. And then Magar.
Oh, Hune Marquard. Okay, so we'll put him in the. We'll just put him in the generic creature pile.
Okay. And Vitals or voicing.
Okay, so that's Overworld Mujic.
Mm-hmm.
Emswa. Merlian Fluid Morpher.
Mugis, Tune and Fork.
Pretty decent battle gear. It's better than Heptad's Crown.
Mass Blink.
Pretty solid attack.
Mypedian Fulgrite.
Oh, Mypedian Fulgrite. Okay, that's a super. That's not bad. So we'll just put all the supers right there in the middle. So that's a battle gear. So we'll go over the supers and everything at the end here.
Thinkray.
Thinkray, not a terrible attack.
The Storm Tunnel.
Another Storm Tunnel.
And Match.
Yeah, Majkan, I believe, is how it's pronounced.
Okay.
Next up, we got Jig of Reinforcement, which is a generic Mujic. Ebika, which is a Mypedian. Brave Glint, another Tuning Fork. Gravel Grind, which is not a bad attack at all. Power Cut, the Riverland Moon, Torna, and the Pyrogenist's Hearth.
Alright. Klenka.
Klenka, Danian creature.
Smart Smack.
Not a terrible attack.
Wolf Dread.
Merlian Chieftain, yeah. It looks like a tree.
Mm-hmm. Gravel Grind.
Yeah, Gravel Grind.
Carnival of Confusion.
Carnival of Confusion. Yep, the mind games.
Mm-hmm. Valor Continuum, I think.
Yeah, Valor Continuum.
Okay. Something Pulse Beacons and Knife.
The Marillion Pulse Beacons, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people probably wouldn't even figure out how to pronounce half of these names if it wasn't for the show that was around, where it's like, hey, here's how we pronounce this.
Thermo Reigns.
Not a terrible attack.
And Magecon again.
And we're probably going to see a lot of these commons and uncommons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kamen Garth, Unstable Ally. Directed Bravery. Hunmar Quard, Brainwash Scholar, Upside Down Muge's Tuning Fork, Upside Down Gravel Grime. We did get an Ultra. Unfortunately, it's one that I already have, but this one might be better than my previous one. Lore Ancestral Caller. So I already have one of him, but he's still a really great card to pull. I just wish out of the Ultra Rares a different one, but I'll still take it. Storm Tunnels, Thermo Rings, and another Majkan.
Knock here. Denying Dirge. Klenka. Inner Flood. Navina. Like a...
Oh, a Colby. Okay, so another not an Ultra, but a Super. I think I've had... Yeah, I think I already have a copy of every single one of these that we've pulled so far.
Gorm's Briefing.
Not bad at all. It's really good for multi-tribe decks.
Lake Moore.
Globe Storm.
And Clash Jet.
Another attack that's not terrible. For low cost, yeah. The hardest part for me when I was building decks back when the game was still alive and being printed was building attack decks, because I had so many attacks that I wanted to use, but like not a lot of build costs to work with. Instantaneous Inspiration, the Newman Voidland, Jig of Reinforcement, Jor Mepedian Lieutenant, upside down, goes there. Monophone Mayhem. There we go. The Armbands of Lore. Another Iceless Whips. A Geyser Gush. And a Thermo Rings. If you can't get it from the top, try the bottom. Close enough.
Voltread. If Lars Improvisation. No idea.
Yeah, Cam and Garth.
Yep. 2 upside downs. We got Inner Flood and Navina again.
Okay.
Osteron.
Ostinato of Oben Emre or something. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Another super. We're not doing bad for supers.
Gorm's Briefing again.
Yep. Another copy of that good location.
Funnel Blast. And...
Not a bad attack. There were a lot of nice 2-element 1 build cost attacks.
And Lateral.
Okay. He's not terrible for a common either. He's got pretty solid stats, a good energy base, and fire and earth. Eh. Got it. We got Iflar's Improvisation, another Cam Garth, Unstable Ally, Directed Bravery, Sirocco, Tierbaline, the Marillion Pulse Beacons, an Indigo Sash, a Maj Khan, and another Funnel Blast.
Shinado, Fearless Strike, Newman Voidland, got an upside down Fire Ring,
Yeah, that happens a lot.
North Range,
That one's not a bad one. I like the North Range.
Quarters of Quartet,
Pretty good super rare. I like that one. I run that one in my Tribal Alliance deck.
Alright. Got more Wisps, Storm Tunnel, and Torna.
Okay. So if you look at a lot of the later sets compared to the first set and you start comparing the cards, you'll be thinking, wow, this first set is hilariously underpowered. And I got into a discussion about that the first time, because if you're looking back, there are very few of the cards from the first set that are even usable, considered usable. And the point that I brought up was like, yes, if you look at it now, a lot of the cards are unusable, and it was like a terribly designed set if you look at it now. But when the game first came out and you look at like the very first 3 sets, it wasn't bad. Cryomorph Barricades, Alacritus Force, Jor, the Mepedian Lieutenant, the Intertwined Melody, got another Ultra, Boam, who's a really solid Carl fighter. I already have a copy of him, but if this one's better, I will use that one. Unbalanced Charge, Pyrogenous Hearth, and a Funnel Blast. So out of 24 packs, 2 Ultras isn't terrible. Once again, I'm looking for Koror or Kaor the Fierce or a better Maxor, but 2 Ultras I can't really complain. It's creatures that I can use if they are better than my copies that I already have.
Got Acroball.
Oh yeah, he's a cactus. Oh wait, this goes right there.
Adaptive Progression.
Really good uncommon music. For
Another
Damian.
Shinado. Mass Blink.
Not terrible.
Cartilage. Armbands of Lore. More Wispy Wisps.
Genus Hearth.
Yep. And Flapple.
Got Fearless Strike, Newman Voidland, the Cryomorph Barricades, a Fire Ring, a North Range, the High Ground, Unbalanced Battle Charge, Gorom's Briefing, Geyser Gush, and a Torna.
Alright. Cryomorph Barricades.
Yep.
Artilius Force.
Yeah, Alacritus Forcer. I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Alright. Enrakar. Illusion of Gliss.
Illusion Glissando.
Interthink. Shyamalian.
Oh, okay. Similin. So, in later sets, they started... I can't remember the technical name, but this is actually a promo that would be randomly inserted into sets of packs. So this is a card that I've heard of it like one other time, but this is actually really cool. Similin. So, I think the rate for pulling these promos is less than that of the Ultra Rares, because they'd be randomly inserted. Yeah. I think you could only... I'm trying to remember the name, because there were promos that you could only get from the organized play, and then there were these, and then there were these that you could only get, I think, from from packs and stuff that would be sent to stores. So that's actually really cool. That's really cool. It's got the okay, here's what it is. So this was either a hobby exclusive card or a retail exclusive card, because it says on the back here. So Ultra Rares is 1 in 20. There are 8 different Ultra Rares, and it's 1 in 24 chances. But the pull rate for the exclusive cards, if this is a hobby, I'll have to look it up, because I'm not sure if this one's a hobby or not. So if this one was a hobby, it's a 1 in 288, or if it was a retail, it was a 1 in 144. But I've heard of this maybe once, but I can't even remember if I've heard of it. Like, I think if I've heard of it maybe in the show, I can't remember ever seeing even a picture of this, so I'm not sure where I've heard the name, but I know I have heard of this card, and that's actually really cool that we got that.
Alright. Next up we have more Marillion Pulse Beacons.
Yep.
More Gorm's Briefing. Paragenus Hearth, and...
I was about to say, is it just locations for the last part?
For the most part.
Okay, so we got the Angry Cactus, Adaptive Progression, Shinado, Kepian, the Danian Lieutenant, Bodil's Dagger, and another super rare, Blugon, the Winter Warrior. Oh, yep, Bodil's Dagger goes over here. And then we got the Storm Tunnels, Kaibon's Mechblade, and Ganem, another Marillion Carl. Or Coral, is pronounced. I like saying Carl. Carl!
That kills people. Right. Directed Bravery. Right.
Hune Marquard.
Yep. Vivid's Voicing. Right.
The Tuning Fork.
Yep. Gravel Grind.
Not bad.
Got Storm Tunnel, Briefing, Lake Morn,
okay.
and a Clash Jet.
Right there. Clash Jet goes there. I would love to get another ultra rare, but 2 ultras in a promo that's like that's bare minimum 1 in 144. I really can't complain. It's a card that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a copy of every other card we've opened except for Similin so far. So we got Smart Smack, Fearless Strike, Massil Bot, Jig of Reinforcement, Carnival of Confusion Mind Games, Heart Sink. Okay, another card that I didn't have, so now I'm only missing one of the generals. We got Gorom. So they released the generals in this set, and they've got the legendary keyword. So the legendary keyword was introduced in this set as well, I believe.
Okay.
The legendary keyword is different than the unique. So some of these have unique, which means you can only have 1 copy of them in the deck. Legendary, your deck can only contain 1 card that has the legendary keyword.
Okay.
So the reason they did that was because a lot of the generals have these abilities if you control all like the other tribes other than the Marillions. So you could essentially, in a 6v6, if that legendary keyword wasn't there, you could run every single general and just get stupid effects all the time.
Yeah.
I think Gorom is, if I remember correctly, Gorom, I think, is maybe the 3rd best out of the 4.
Okay.
Arguably, the 2 best, I believe, are Tangith Toborn, the Overworld General, and Grant K, the Mepedian General. And I think Gorom and Bareth Beyond are the weakest generals. But they're still not bad. Gorom's Briefing. Gorom. Funnel Blast. And Loaderol. Or Lauderol.
First attack.
I give it here. I swear to God, dude.
I know I'm cutting. Anakir.
Yep.
Denying
Dirge.
Flanka. The North Range.
Yep. North Range, the high grounds.
Intertwined Melody. Gorm's Briefing.
Yep.
Unbalanced Charge. Glopple and Thermarines.
So I got 3 left. You should have 3 left.
Yes.
The Angry Cactus, the Jig of Reinforcement, Instantaneous Inspiration, Monophone Mayhem, Sirocco, hey, a super rare that I actually did want to get, the Gigantrooper. So it's a battle gear that you put it on a creature, the creature loses all of its abilities, but all of its stats are set to 70.
Okay.
So my buddy Travis, his favorite thing to do, there's a overworld creature from the very first set called Yakis. His energy's not bad, but his his other stats are weak, but he supports all like the other creatures. So what he'll do is he'll put Yakus in an army, and he'll put the Gigantrooper on Yakus, and it pisses me off so much when he puts the Gigantrooper on Yakus. It makes sense because his stats are bad, but like it'd be better to put it on a creature that's just mediocre all around. But if it's like it's a creature you like and you want to include it for the hell of it, it'd be better off putting the Gigantrooper on that to make it viable instead of just putting it on a creature for the memes, which is what he does. I have yet to have like a single pack that just refused to open. You've been having trouble.
Yeah. Smart Smack.
Yep.
Ultred.
Yep.
Infair's Improvisation. Mass Blank. Balin.
Yeah, Tyrbalene.
Right.
Marillion Pulse Beacons.
More Briefings.
Yep.
Hearth and Glapple.
Yep. 4 packs left. I would love to see another ultra rare because we've gotten stupid luck. Like that's, I think we've gotten 12 super or hires. Denying Dirge goes there. Clunka, Smart Smack, Sirocco, Gravel Grind, another ultra. Unfortunately, out of like literally every ultra you can get in the set, not one that I wanted to see at all. The Crown of Ani. Yeah, we'll go over it at the end. The Pulse Beacons, the Storm Tunnels, and Clash Jet. But there's still 3 packs, so with the stupid luck that we've been having, we might get one more.
Smart Smack. Fearless Strike.
For the people also wondering, I didn't buy a box. I bought multiples of blisters. So the blisters actually have that's for like if you were to buy a sealed box. I bought blisters, which are like the ones you find at Walmart. They're individually packaged packs, which is why we've had stupid luck with this. Musclebot.
Interflood. Navina.
Yep.
Unbalanced Charge. Briefing. Lake Morn and Clash Jet.
I've got one and you've got one.
Yep. I don't want.
I just want to see Koror. I want him for my War Beast so bad. He's a big purple snake-looking monster with the upper half of like just a muscly. I just want him. Hune Marquard. Vidov's voicing. M-Swat. Garlog. Okay, so I didn't get Koror in my pack. Ode to Obscurity. Another Elna. The Storm Tunnel, Torna, and the Pyrogenous Earth. So what are the rates for supers? Okay, so the supers are 1 in every 3.
Yes.
That's a big jump comparatively.
Clanka.
Yeah.
Smart Smack.
Yep.
Voltred. Navina. Morphorn Mayhem.
Yep, the monophone. Okay, another Ostinato Oban Emre. So we did not get Koror.
Valor Continue.
And I think I've gotten, out of the ultra rares, I had all but one of them, because I think we opened 3.
Glapple and Thermarines.
Okay, so overall not terrible for pull rates. I wouldn't consider the opening terrible because I got a lot of cards that I would use. I would consider it terrible in the sense that 2 of the ultras we opened I already had a copy of, and the 3rd one I'm never going to use. Because I don't use the chieftains with the Marillions. I don't use the chieftains. I use the fluid morphers and the coral fighters. So we got altogether. We got. Let me find them. Okay, so we got. I think we doubled down on 2 of the supers. We got double Ostinato Oban Emre, and we doubled down on Elna's. Wow, that one on the bottom is spectacularly worse in terms of speed. I think that one might be max speed. Other super rares, we got the Mepedian Fulgurite and a Colby, and we got Gorom with the Danian General. Oh wow, I didn't realize his energy was shit. Where are you? Bluegon. Move that over a little bit just to fit the rest of these supers here. The Quarters of the Quartet, which I already had 2 copies of, but it's not a bad card, and I can probably trade it to somebody. And the Gigantrooper, which is arguably the only super that I was really excited to see, because I had copies of everything but Gorom, and I'm not sure if I had a Fulgurite. I may have had a Fulgurite. But the Gigantrooper I'm really stoked to see. So that's really cool. And I'll need to... Yeah, so because I'm recording this on my laptop, I'm going to have to get my flash drive, pull it over to my desktop, because my desktop has really good editing software. So I can actually do picture-in-picture. So any of the codes that I want to keep hidden, just slap some shit over that. Ultra rares, we got the Crown of Ani, whose code I'm going to cover up even though I don't care about it. So the Crown of Ani is an ultra rare, so the equipped creature gains the creature type chieftain in addition to its other types, which isn't bad, but so for example, what that means is if a creature on the battle board with Hewn Marquard, for example, so if I'm using all creatures that have this minion type here, but I'm not using a Marillion Chieftain, I can give the Crown of Ani to one of the minions, because it's also legendary. So, but it's legendary and loyal, so it's loyal to Marillions or minions. So I can make a battle board of all minions, and this would still be legal to put in the deck. I give it to one of those creatures, and even if I don't have a Marillion Chieftain on the board, that creature now counts as a Chieftain, and so all the minions will use their Brainwash text. It's not bad. There are some minions that have really solid abilities. It's just... there are so many other cards I would take before I would want the Crown of Ani. There's a lot of other legendary battle gear that I would take before the Crown of Ani. We got Lore, Ancestral Caller, which I'll have to see if he's better than my old one. Oh wow, he's got 110 courage. He might be better. So for 1 Mugic counter, you deal 5 damage to the opposing engaged creature, and you heal 5 damage to Lore. And if an opponent's creature would go to the discard pile, you remove it from the game instead, and he gains a Mugic counter. He is unique and loyal, so you can only have one of him, and he can only be with other Danians. Okay. We got a Boam, who is really, really cool. I'll see if he's better than the one that I currently have as well. So he's a Coral Fighter, and at the beginning of combat, creatures engaged with Boam lose 5 energy for each element type they don't have. So for each one of these that is blank, they lose 5 energy, which is pretty solid, which is why I really wanted him. There's one other Coral Fighter that Marillion Coral Fighter that I want. I think it's Barak Tom, I think that's his name, but he's... He is in like the lore. He makes all of the corals shards, like the coral shards, which are like their battle gear. And then we did get a super rare. Let me just mute that. A super rare promo that was either 1 in 288 or 1 in 144. I'll have to look it up. Similin, which. It's an overworld elementalist warrior. The first attack against Similin each combat deals 20 less damage. That is dumb. Stats aren't terrible. The wisdom leaves a little to be desired. 70, 50, 35, and 70. Earth and water, so works really well in overworld. and 50 energy. So the energy's not bad at all. That's a really, really cool card. So we made out pretty well for this opening. And that is all we got for this. I'll have, I will have some Secrets of the Lost City Alliance's Unraveled decks coming in. Because I didn't record the opening that I should have recorded where I got 6 decks and opened 3 Ursus. I'm never going to top that. I opened 3 Ursus out of 6 decks like 2 weeks ago. Didn't record it, and I'm kicking my own ass because it would have been the most fire opening I've ever done of any card game ever. But I got 5 more coming in. Hoping to get another Chromax. I have 1 Chromax, but I had to buy that one. So I would really like to pull a Chromax. But yeah, that is this opening. I can't be much happier with this opening unless I would have gotten like Koror or Kayla the Fierce. Well, that was cool.
And Kruse.
And we'll see you next time.